Welcome back, dear esteemed guests and subscribers. It is me, of course, your guy, Light Liger here, and today, finally, as promised, I will be talking about those big potential, big DeFi airdrops, which could be worth thousands and thousands of dollars. Now, obviously, last year I did one of those videos. I had like 15 different predictions out there, and already 5 of those provided airdrops like DYDX, Zerion, Zapper, SilSwap, Furu Combo, and Paraswap did one sort of an airdrop, and they might be doing another one. But now we're going to be focusing on a new list. You can find the old video in the corner, and I really recommend participating on these. There's obviously going to be some gas costs and money invested in order to try these dapps, which are usually the requirement to be eligible for these drops. But in the end of the day, Uniswap was worth like what, $20,000 at its peak. You had obviously Ampleforth governance token, which was also worth insane amount of money, and now you had that loot NFT type of a thing, which was worth $45,000 I think at the top. So crazy amount of airdrops can have, or some of them can have these incredible values stored in them, and they could be life-changing money if you play your things right and have like multiple accounts interacting with smart contracts. But let's get started without further ado here. So the first thing I want to recommend here is Earnfy, and here you can paste in your Ethereum address or the BCS address, which can be the one and the same, and basically what it does, it finds out whatever this address has been eligible for airdrops in the past. For example, I had Uniswap here for this address. And this is a very useful tool. This is not a shill. Obviously, they have a premium service, which is behind a paywall. Kind of expensive, but whatever. This is a good place to find in case you have missed out on some airdrops. But let's move into our first candidate here, which is MetaMask. And I think MetaMask has kind of hinted in certain tweets that they might be doing something. A couple of days ago, they just had an NFT event happening, and where they were giving out 5,000 NFT collectibles in Matic blockchain, and it's definitely on the table that they might be doing an airdrop to the users of MetaMask. They just announced that 10 million people are using. I don't think they're going to be giving into all 10 million people, but there might be a requirement such as doing a swap inside the MetaMask. So when you go into the Ethereum mainnet or something else, you can do swaps, and that might be the requirement to basically be eligible for that airdrop. Now that is speculation. This is very costly, obviously, but in case you get that airdrop, it could be worth tens of thousands of dollars. But let's move on. Next up we have OpenSea, and this was indeed in the old video. But I think if OpenSea will go forward with an airdrop, it's going to be huge. It's going to be valued very high. What could be the utility of it? Maybe you can pay up the fees with the OpenSea thing, and maybe there will be some type of a decentralized governance inside it. But I think this is definitely on the table, and obviously that probably means that selling and buying NFTs on the platform is going to be the prerequisite for actually being eligible for this airdrop. And obviously OpenSea is kind of costly to use right now. The gas is at 252, which is totally crazy, and it's just something that you want to really do at least out of this list. If you had to choose one Ethereum application, it would be either this or MetaMask. Next up, we have a wallet called Authorium, and recently I just started to thinking a lot more about these wallets because Atomic Wallet has their own coin, Exodus is doing an IPO, and Trust Wallet has their own coin, Infinity Wallet has their own coin, and then you kind of start to look into what wallets don't have their own coin. You come up with Edge Wallet, you have Authorium, which is another one that could be having DeFi airdrop happening. I think it's definitely on the table. And then another one which we have to talk about is Argent, which are doing a layer 2 type of thing. They also have the sweepstakes airdrop right now going on, giving out in different blockchains out there, but this also requires gas to basically set it up. It's like a smart contract based wallet of sorts, which kind of has like an email login if I remember right. And it's interesting concept, and it definitely could be one that doing an airdrop in the future. Who knows? But I definitely would be not looking past me to expect that a lot of these wallets are probably going to be doing a drop of sorts in their protocol. Let's move into, our last Ethereum one, which is called the ENS, and these are Ethereum domains. And they cost like $15 a year, I think. And I think it's $10 maybe, or $5 actually a year, I think, plus the gas. And these, I don't know what the utility of the token would be, but it's something I would maybe consider. Also, Unstoppable Domains did an airdrop, sort of up. They gave like balance value, but they're not going to be doing an airdrop. But ENS, I definitely think is in the table. Also, they have been around for some time now, but it's hard to kind of think what the utility of the token would be for the users. But the cost of getting the domain is pretty cheap, and I would argue that these domains are going to become more popular. Decentralized domains are a lot more better than normal domains because they are more censorship resistant. But let's keep moving on. So next up we have an actual protocol on Solana called Solent, and I did a video about this. Full review can be found on my channel. And this is basically a lending platform for a bunch of different tokens on Solana's blockchain, and they don't have their own token as of right now, which is kind of expected that they will be having one. They kind of have alluded that there might be one, and it makes obviously sense to me that people who have deposited on their platform prior would be eligible for some type of a drop. So this is definitely a high on my list in terms of Solana. Next up we have a platform which is currently in maintenance called SolSea. And this is basically sort of a very ambitious, they had a bit of a hiccups on the launch, but I have a lot of faith in them. And SolSea is this very ambitious NFT marketplace on Solana. And also there's two others, Solana Art and Digital Eyes, which also could be doing airdrops. But when it comes to NFT marketplaces, the utility for those tokens is a lot more harder to think about, but it could happen. So definitely be on the lookout for the SolSea token. And then we have also Port Finance, which is basically using the same code as Solent is using. So this is also on Solana. However, they were actually hacked, I think, or some type of an issue happened a couple of days ago. So you're going to be very careful about this one. So, but they also don't have a token yet. So there is that possibility that this could be another one that does an actual airdrop in the future. Next up, we are going into Cardano, and we first have the biggest NFT marketplace on Cardano called CNFT. And basically, this is a marketplace, and it's working off-chain right now. So it's, people deposit into an address, and that's how the transaction basically gets sent. And it's working pretty well for a system like that. Before we had a lot of these escrow systems in Discord, which by the way worked also pretty well. So this one is another one that could potentially be doing an airdrop. How they would be exactly doing it is another question. However, it's plausible, and it's going to be probably one of the bigger marketplaces in Cardano. But there might be a competitor which will be a fully decentralized version, which might sweep the leg. But I still have faith in that they might be doing an airdrop. Next up, we have MintSwap, which has announced some type of potential rewards for people who are going to be using their testnet application. And you need some testnet ADA in order to use this basically. And there has been some issues with this, but ultimately I was able to basically do a transaction. But as you can see, this was not what was looking earlier. But this is going to be an AMM protocol on Cardano, and might be one of the bigger ones alongside with Sunday Swap and ADAX if it turns out not to be a scam. So this could be, something to definitely look into in case you're a big Cardano fan. And obviously testing doesn't cost you anything. You just have to find testnet ADA. But let's move on without further ado. We have Gitcoin, and Gitcoin is basically a place where there's a lot of like developer tasks and things you can do, and there's quizzes and shit. But also they have funding, and people can basically give out money to other projects. And in the past, they have given out airdrops for people who have donated $10, $15 into a project which are seeking funding on the platform. And I've done funding myself, and I think there's a lot of good projects here listed which are really doing stuff that are important. Wallet Connect is a great product, for instance, and you can, basically support the money, feel good about it, and also be eligible for potential airdrops. I remember at least 2 projects in the past having a parameter for being a donator in Gitcoin to get an airdrop. And Gitcoin obviously did their own airdrop as well. More people who donated more got obviously a bigger airdrop on that. Moving into another blockchain, we have Cosmos. And Cosmos is, kind of in a phase where they are building things, and a lot of things are going to be coming out in the end of the year, meaning that it's going to be, and there's been already like announcements like 9 or 8, where if you hold Cosmos in your own wallet and staking it, you will be eligible for a bunch of different airdrops. So in terms of that investment, it can be a lot. Osmosis was the first airdrop, and that was worth like $2,000 for me. For some people, a lot more. So Cosmos definitely is one of those which I definitely would start staking on. There's also application called the Emeris, which I also done a video on the channel, and this is on testnet, and you can, well, it's actually not on the testnet, it's also on the real net, but you can use a demo account. However, I don't think the demo account will be eligible for the airdrop. But Emeris, very cheap to use. You can make cross IBC transfers between these Atom Tendermint based blockchains, and I really recommend maybe providing liquidity a bit and doing a swap on the platform just to make sure that you might be eligible for that airdrop. But I definitely think Emeris is going to be doing something. Another one that is doing a lot of airdrops for stakers is Luna, also known as Terra. I always call it Luna though. And basically just get it and stake it on any delegator pretty much. You can also delegate to specific partners to get more bonuses, but they are doing a lot of airdrops. Mirror Finance, Anchor Protocol, there's many of them, but you can ask me more in the comments. I'm not gonna make this video million minutes longer. But another one that is also doing a lot of airdrops, so definitely get staking. Then we have NFT Trade, which we talked about on a recent video. This is basically an NFT marketplace that works on Polygon, Binance Smart Chain, Ethereum, and AVAX. And that's and they're building a lot more other chains in the future. And this could be one of those very promising NFT platforms altogether. And they could be doing an airdrop at one point because they are being on multiple chains, and that allows them to build a community a lot larger. And I can see a lot of potential with this one in the future. So definitely go check this one out in case you love NFTs in the first place. Next up, we have... no, actually, we are already kind of lost here. So Bitcasso is another one. This is... Well, actually, let's forget that one. I'm already... Okay, here we go. So we have Alcor, and we have done, obviously, a video about this one as well. This is a DEX for EOSIO blockchain, so EOS, Proton, Wax, Tellus, and Boss. And I think they are adding Ethereum, Polkadot, and Binance Smart Chain. So a lot of things. And it would be crazy to me to think that such a big ecosystem already. And this is go DEX for Wax, for instance, and Telos. So in case they wouldn't be doing an airdrop, I would be a bit baffled that they wouldn't do a one at one point. So this is a DEX that doesn't have their token, and it's reasonably large as of right now, in my opinion, in terms of the user base. Not necessarily the volume, but the user base for Alcor is big. But let's move on. And now we have one called DBank, which is DeFi portfolio. Now, I kind of base this on the fact that Zerion and Zapper did an airdrop of sorts. They did NFTs. They didn't do their token, but they did indeed do drops as NFTs. And it's not crazy to think that DBank wouldn't follow the suit and do something on their own as well. And that's why I believe that they might be also on that list. And this is actually a very good service. You can basically bridge in like a address here, and it will basically show you all your portfolio across different chains that are based on the EVM. So I will be seeing my Ethereum balance. It's showing me Binance Smart Chain, Polygon, and all the chains basically where I have money on with each specific address. And then it will show me, okay, here I have money there, and etc. So I like this very, very much. And then we have Bazaar Market. This is on Tezos, and this is another NFT marketplace. Self-explanatory. They don't have a token, and they could be issuing one for the people who buy and sell on the marketplace. Next up, we have Teleswaps or T-Swaps, another swapping protocol. They don't have their own token, far as I was able to at least research on. So this is another one that might be doing, airdrop. So pool, convert, swap, pool in funds, and you might be eligible. And then we have BlocktoSwap, which is the only AMM on Flow's blockchain. And Flow hasn't done any airdrops whatsoever so far. They also have a couple of marketplaces, obviously. And you could be eligible for airdrops or something like that. So this is also another one that you should be looking into, because I think there's some potential there. And another Tezos NFT marketplace, Column, which is pretty big as well, to my understanding. Some pretty nice art here, actually. And they also do not have a token, which could allocate that maybe there is airdrop happening. Another one to basically look into in case you're interested in. Then we have Tezos domains, so kind of like what we have with Ethereum domains. You have .tez. And these also do not have any type of own token of sorts. And I'm a big supporter, obviously, of decentralized websites and domain names. So maybe look into this as well, because I don't know how much it's going to be costing to buy your own domain. Are these going to be monthly costs or what? But here actually is the cost of the domain. 1 Tezos per year, that's $6, I think, right now in Tezos price. And so that's not a big investment for a potential airdrop, but the odds are kind of low. As I said, how you're going to be doing a token with a domain is another question. Then we have Avalanche Marketplace on NFTs called Snowflake Market. And far as I was able to tell, this is probably the biggest NFT marketplace on Avalanche's blockchain. And I was not able to find a token associated with it, which makes me believe that there might be one also for this one. So if you're looking for something in Avalanche, this might be the one alongside with NFT Trade. Now let's move into our last two things. We have a board, which is similar to the one we just looked, DBank, but this one also supports a lot of different chains here. So I can paste my address and it will start showing up all of my liquidity and everything on different chains out there. The percentage exposure and everything. It's pretty interesting in my opinion. I think it's one of the more cleanest and cool looking ones. And they could be issuing maybe NFTs or tokens for users. There's one app inside called the Ape Blender, which probably would be that protocol or the thing you need to use in order to be eligible for potential airdrop. Remember, this is not audited, so use at your own risk. And then we have another portfolio page called Tin Network, and this one also has some type of a spending here. You got pools, you got farms, which you can look into the platform. So, I mean, this is also kind of like will they do an airdrop? It's kind of like a low chance, but hey, it basically may happen. But it's, it is what it is. But hey, this video is getting 20 minutes longer, so I don't want to make it any longer than that. And obviously there's a lot more apps. These are the ones that I found and think at least have some type of a shot. Usually it's always the DeFi protocols which are doing these airdrops, and a lot of money can be made. There are 5 digits and 4 digits and 3 digits types of drops out there happening, and I've been being on the receiving end of many of them. So a lot of money can be basically made here. But you just have to go the effort and try the dApps out and do a transaction, and you might be eligible for them. But hey, thanks for watching. I will be seeing you guys on the next video. See you soon. Cheers.